The views, comments, and opinions of the following program do not necessarily reflect those of Morris Media Studios, MorrisMediaLive.com, or its affiliates. Listener discretion is advised.
This is the Mad Marv Comedy Lounge. Trap comedy at its finest. Where if you can't slang yourself, you might as well hang yourself. This is also where you can turn yourself into dope and you become the real man. Whoa, yeah.
First I get 'em, and then I let 'em. Then I remix, rewind, then I wear 'em. Welcome to the trap. Welcome to the trap.
All right. Welcome to another exciting episode of the Mad Marv Comedy Lounge. We are back. We want to make sure that you guys leave your comments below. Press the like button, subscribe to MorrisMediaLive.com, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, Mad Marv Comedy Lounge. And if anybody want to send some money to help keep this going on, let's go with the Cash App and send it to $MERVT. That's $MERVT. Let's get it cracking so we can, get some logos and maybe a coffee cup for your boy and just keep this thing going. Now, first of all, we got a guest with us today. It's a very funny comedian. I don't need to say she a female comedian because, she got titties. She goes by the name of TC, and she's a very funny comedian. And how was your week, TC? And tell us a little something about yourself.
What's up? You said, how's my week?
Yeah, how was your week?
The week is going good so far.
What did you do? Did you do anything exciting? How long did it take you to put your hair in a ponytail? Because I see like you got about 8 miles worth.
Seconds.
Is that right?
Yeah, I only got 3 real styles. I got the ponytail, down, and a braid.
And that's all yours, right?
It's all mine.
I've seen you with the 2 Pocahontas braids before.
Yeah,
I do the braids or flat iron.
You don't never be tempted to sell some of your shit?
Hell no. I don't know if it'll grow back.
Hey, look, if you can't grow it back.
I keep the trim. No, I'm just kidding.
If you can't grow it back, you could probably buy it back.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You got at least about $100,000 worth of shit up there. You know
I'm trying to preserve,
We're going to call it some kind of yaki. Them bitches will buy it.
I'm trying, literally, I stopped dyeing my hair because I don't have any grays yet.
Right.
And so...
Praise God.
I'm like, yeah. And so all my friends, you go into, 30s, 40s. And, I'm still trying to preserve. So I'm really like,
you're doing a great job.
She just don't have no grays on her hair.
She's doing a good job. Because you say black don't crack and beige don't age, so you doing
But you know the first place women start going gray.
Where would that be,
Mr. In the pussy?
What did you call it?
I didn't have to say it.
Did you say a French vagina?
She said it for
French
me.
one.
She said
I didn't say
A
it.
pussy.
A say. S-A-Y.
Yes.
Yeah. Is that like bougie pussy?
Correct.
That's like the upper echelon.
Right. That's mid-city. You move from the east side to mid-city.
I must say, I never had no pussy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's where they go gray at first.
Well, anyway, TC, so how long have you been a comedian?
Dedicated 5 years, going on 6.
So how's it working out for you?
It's good. I would say I'm not famous yet, so I still have to keep a job.
Right. Now, that's something I noticed with a lot of comedians. They fall off. You've seen comedians that started with you.
Yeah.
They come, they go, they fall off.
Right.
And they give you some of the way out excuses.
Dumbest excuses.
Like, give me one like, okay, we're going to do this. Look, let's say I'm going to give myself one of them crazy names. Let's call me Whoopsie Willie.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Be like,
Okay.
Whoopsie Willie, what happened to you, man? Why you stop doing comedy? You used to be funny. Say that to me.
Am I? Okay.
I'm Whoopsie.
Okay. Whoopsie,
That
what
was a
happened
whole
to
lot of shit he gave you to say. Huh?
Yeah. I mean,
I'm like, damn,
okay,
I was
I got you.
confused.
And
All
action.
right. Whoopsie, what you been up to? I ain't seen you doing comedy lately. Where you been at?
I've been down at Wiener Schnitzel.
Oh, what you been doing?
Making wieners, hot dogs.
Okay, what's that? You not doing comedy no more?
Nah, cause they gave me too many hours.
Okay, so you just
I can't do
not
comedy.
off?
I can't do comedy and make chili dogs at the same time now.
Oh shit! Okay.
Yeah, because see, we get some crazy excuses from comedians like,
Yes.
why did you stop? Well, I got to take care of my mama.
Yes.
No, you don't. You moved in with your mama.
Or you got those comedians that'll be like, you'll be like, where'd you go at? Oh, man, because, see, it was just something I was doing. It wasn't really a passion. My passion, music.
Right.
My passion, music.
Well, where your CD at?
Right.
Well, I can't make chili cheese
They
dog
don't even
and
make
music.
CDs
Right.
no goddamn more.
Right.
Where's your hard drive at?
Right. What? A what?
my favorite is the person that we all know isn't funny, but you decided that you were going to stop because you wanted to be behind the scenes.
Right.
You know, that behind the scenes person.
Yeah.
You know what?
I'm directing now. I'm promoting.
Yes.
I'm promoting now.
Yes.
I started writing for Whoopsie Willie, so I'm more behind the scenes now.
Dude, some of the stuff I've heard was from these promoters.
So let me ask you this question. Like, when it comes to promoters, because that's interesting, we had a female comedian on a couple of shows back, and she was talking about how a lot of promoters will treat the female comedians differently. Like, when it's time to get paid, they'll be like, well, you know, I got a room up here, and I can give you some Johnson instead of this cash. Have you ever been approached like that?
Of course. I mean, there's sex.
Are you serious?
It's business. It's sex. You know, if you can get away with sex, you gonna try. I mean, a nigga gonna try. Nigga and a female, women and men do it. And
I'm not giving
I've
up
done
no
it-
free dick.
Right, but
So
it's
if you
men
think
and
you're going
women.
to get paid,
Yeah, if I'm going to do a
I'm
show.
keeping your money, and you're going to have to bring a little bit more money when you come to that
It's
motel
about how
room
you
to
act,
get this.
what you do with it. Like for me, I'm not gonna put anybody out there, but there are certain comedy shows out here in LA that, you know, you couldn't get on unless you might have had a drink with this person, or
you
maybe you
serious?
had gone out
and
with
a
this person.
drink end up being a finger stuck
Correct,
up your
correct,
ass or
correct.
something.
Now, what I do when I do my shows, my prerequisite, as long as your ass is funny. If you do the job, you make people laugh, then you get on the show. I don't give a fuck about having no goddamn drink with you.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? You're gonna get up there, you're gonna tell your jokes, and that's cool. Take your little ass home to whoever you fucking with or whatever. Now, if we want to do something afterwards or whatever, that ain't no, oh, well, you gotta hook up with Merv to get on stage.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
But Merv, let me ask you a
Plus,
question.
you know, I believe in stalkers. I don't want nobody hanging out at the comedy club and shit.
How about this? Look, we all know, I think we could all say, we've seen people perform at certain clubs where we're like, I don't know how in the fuck that
And
bitch
that's how they
got
got
up
up
there.
Yeah.
You
That
know,
shit
without
makes-
Lot
even
of 'em.
naming people. Like some people you like,
No.
Yeah.
I don't even know how
know
you
what?
got
I ain't going to
those.
say no names.
I
to
don't know
keep-
why I didn't even think
Keep
of that.
all these motherfuckers, y'all know who we talking about,
Right.
disclosed.
Right.
Because I was thinking, I'll be like, well, maybe they had a bad night.
No,
Well,
nigga.
I'm gonna tell you what bothered me, man. Like these motherfuckers that know a lot of famous comedians, but they ain't famous themselves.
right.
So, you know, if they doing the show, they want you to kiss their ass like
Like they the
the
famous one?
passport or the doorkeeper to you going on tour with Michael Epps or Cab Women. Fuck you. You don't even go on tour with a motherfucker. You just see them when they in town and you kiss their ass to use your room or with your venue for them to practice.
Don't forget
So I
the
don't want to hear
pictures.
that shit.
Don't forget the person that takes the pictures with all the celebrities so
Yeah,
they can get more
yeah,
followers.
yeah,
You know,
all the time.
The picture person.
Yeah, they, clout chasing.
Yeah,
Correct, correct.
Facebook funny.
Now, Farouk,
Right.
Farouk is here with us again. Everybody knows Farouk is the Ghetto Googler. He's our in-house co-host, and we want to know, how was your week as well?
It was pretty good, man.
Did you do anything
Real
interesting?
lax. No, I can't say I did anything interesting in that sense, but
You had a birthday.
I seen
recently.
some interesting
Did
shit.
you have a birthday recently?
Yeah, on the 13th. That
Yeah, so,
was
A couple of
12
weeks ago.
days ago.
That's cool, because I just had my birthday on this past Sunday.
Happy
yeah.
belated
We in
to
the
both of
50
you.
club now.
Yeah, we are officially in the 50 club.
Okay.
And
So
it
I
feels good.
officially can say that I don't give a fuck about shit. Like, for instance, right? I could beat a 73-year-old man's ass or 83-year-old man's ass, and guess what? It's legal now because I'm 50. Now, when I was 24 or 30,
That's
why
assault.
you messing with that old man?
Right.
I'm an old man now, so I can kick another old man's ass.
So you
Yeah,
slap
yeah.
the shit out of an elderly motherfucker.
Yeah, or I don't feel bad, you know. Some I can't call them old as fuck, but some physically mature woman, you know, if she comes on to me, I
can take
mean,
her
shit,
down.
I might, depending upon how much Don Julio are drunk or what mood I'm in. But the thing is, fellas, I'm starting a middle-aged male escort service, and I want y'all to be a part of it.
What's
Because
the
we're in
name of it?
demand.
What's the name gonna be?
Middle-aged male escort service.
Pretty simple. Now, where you gonna be taking them? See, we gonna see you with the old, nicely dressed old women up in Denny's, because you got to get that discount. You don't want to take them nowhere you can't take advantage of that discount.
Right.
We ain't going through none of that shit, man. I'm gonna make some goddamn bologna sandwiches and you know, couple of fruit snacks and shit like that, and we go take a walk on the beach.
Well, you know, you got to make your cocktails different. Like, you know how you have a what is it called, a fuzzy navel, which is the vodka and orange juice. You got to use that orange flavored Metamucil and some vodka.
Stupid Metamucil.
If they that old, I'm just gonna take some Gerber food,
Right.
you know. So then
I'ma
I'll
tell you
it's
like
gonna
Probiotics.
be puree,
That
you
is
know,
the truth.
with no teeth. But after that, the no teeth part is what I like.
Granny gummy is what you talking about?
Yeah, I've been searching.
That's liked on both sides.
I've been searching.
Now,
yeah.
for you as a female, what's the oldest opposite? Like would you go on a date? What's the oldest age? What is your where you stop at?
So I've always dated people older than me. Even when I was dating men, men and women have always been older. I just have been attracted to someone.
What's the highest?
Okay, so it was different. So in my 20s, I dated a guy mid-50s. He had that Sean Connery look.
And I just turned 50.
But as a woman, I never dated any woman over 47.
47. So for women's 47, that's your
She's
your
a
age.
dinosaur.
Because it's a different look.
Yeah,
It's
men
and women
get older, look
they
better.
look sexier. Yeah, they
So
look.
what you're saying is you don't want no woman with the Sean Connery look.
No. No, like
Cause they start getting whiskers and shit
Yeah,
too.
they do.
Start getting whiskers.
Yeah,
Them
it's-
goddamn knuckles get to getting flimsy. That neckline.
So see,
Yeah.
that's what I'm gonna use now. I'm gonna use the Sean Connery look, but I'm gonna just change my name. You know, they ask me, I'm gonna be like Bondage.
Idris Elba.
James Bondage.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to be James Bond. I'm gonna be James Bondage. I'm gonna tie your ass up, like, cause I dated this elderly lady one time, and
Elderly?
yeah, she was
Or
older, old than a motherfucker to be.
Golden girl.
Yeah, she was a golden girl.
What's the age? Give me the age. When you're
She was
saying
about
elderly.
a hot 80, but it was,
Oh,
I said, wait a minute, I said a hot 80. But it's certain things you got to do, like, she came prepared. You know how people come with their lubes and
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
she
Big
come over-
gay, Geritol.
Yeah, and then she come with her oxygen tank, so it was cool because she,
Nigga.
look, she, be hitting it like shit. She hit it, got that
wait.
oxygen,
So Jane Fonda 80 then?
How old is Jane Fonda?
She's like 80, like
Yeah,
almost
right at
80.
80, yeah.
Like so that kind of older.
No,
sexy.
we
That
gotta
maturity.
go with a Lena Horne 80. Jane Fonda
Okay.
looks like shit.
Okay, but-
So we
okay,
gonna go
okay.
with a Lena Horne
Lena Horne?
80.
Okay.
We're
Just
gonna
wanted
say
to know.
Lena Horne fine ass at
Yeah,
80.
because you ain't got to really, they ain't gonna do too much arguing. 'cause
Right.
They had an Alzheimer's
That one
and stuff
position?
like that. So if you get ready to argue, they hit you with, baby. Wait, now, what are we even talking about?
What-
Is what time is let's make a deal on?
Right.
That's the most important thing for them. Is like, you want some coffee? I made some Folgers. You know what I'm saying? They always want to help you out, and it's nice. You get
Just
Right.
imagine if she got that thing on her throat.
Oh,
She
right.
cuss you out.
Oh.
Yeah, that's too freaky. That's too freaky. When I see her with that whole, I ain't
You
want
got
that
an
hole.
extra hole to work with.
I don't want that one there because I seen one lady. She had it. I
You
met
talking
her on-
about throat babies? That's really throat babies.
Yeah, I met her on Tinder. You know
That's
what
just
I'm
a
talking
C-section of the throat.
about. That's what she said. What you call it, a C-section?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Shit.
that's why you got to stay off of Tinder because you don't know what you're gonna get. Now, TC, we're gonna get into this real serious. You know what I'm saying? Because we want people to understand that it's a different world for female comics than it is male comics. And now you would agree to that, right?
There is some differences,
Now,
definitely.
what female comics do you look up to as far as like role models for you?
So it wouldn't be a female comic. I would say Martin Lawrence is like my idol. Like I idolize him, and so a lot.
Well,
of
you
my
got him.
comedy-
He's a female, could be a big mama.
you know.
You see that boy there, Big Mama? Shit.
Well, and there's
Now you can't say Big Mama House wasn't funny.
Big Mama funny than a motherfucker.
Yeah.
Yep.
As far as female comics, I mean, I guess the closest would be some more.
Now, what
And
you
the
think about
old
Wanda
Monique.
Sykes? Wanda Sykes, to me, people don't think she funny, but her voice to me is be funny. Because she sound like one of the people that just always want to
Purposely irritate the fuck out you.
You know,
Yeah.
one of the people like, don't be touching my candy.
She's okay. I mean, it's not some, with all these comics out here, we kind of have those that will actually stop and watch the whole set versus those we just kind of skim over and just catch a little bit of something.
Yeah.
Wanda's somebody, I'll catch a little bit of something.
Yeah.
However, if she's out here and I can go to a show, I will.
So how would you describe your comedy style? Would you say it's do you do any kind
It's
of
completely-
impersonations or what?
I can do, but I haven't done them in comedy yet. And so it's interesting because my comedy is different than what people will expect.
So
I
how
see
would-
you
how would you
talking a lot of shit the last time I
and
seen
I don't
you
do
on
gay
stage.
comedy, and that's a big thing. That's why a lot of the gay community doesn't gives me so much flack.
Yeah,
'cause
you
they
were sending me mixed signals, that shit you was saying on stage.
But I wasn't
like,
always
shit.
gay. I wasn't always with women, so I would never write a comedy about being gay when I wasn't. That wasn't my life. Half
So
of my life
what
was
kind
with
of what
dudes.
kind of comedy would you? How would you?
It's just
describe it?
relatable. It's my real life, and I have yet to be done talking about the dick, and so I'm gonna incorporate
See?
that.
Now
with
you see what I'm
everything else,
talking about,
You get at
fellas?
least 47.
I do what?
50 and over.
I got about 3 more weeks to talk about these big jokes.
No,
You young niggas she don't want to fuck with. She got a girl in her lifestyle. So if she want to, on the side do some shit, she wants a straight man
And
from
ma-
the 20th
and ma-
century.
and mature.
You 21st century guys is just as
you
gay
tell.
as she want to be.
Y'all tell too motherfucking. I gotta go back to 20th century.
Now-
20th century dudes know how to keep a
Give it
secret.
up.
Now,
Thank you.
on this subject right here, TC, that's very interesting that you said they tell. Now, have you ran into a lot of occurrences with men that just run their mouth like
Yes.
like gossiping
Yes.
men?
Oh my
Yes.
God.
Give us an example, maybe a story. You don't have to say a name or anything.
Okay,
but-
I'll give you a recent one.
okay.
So,
How recent?
like, I just got married recent, and
Congratulations.
But before I got married, if anybody knew me, I kind of had a team. I always had a team, so I interrupted. Yeah, I had a cool little squad. I interrupted my engagement last year and called off everything, and a fellow comedian, I guess, was following me and my girl. We broke up. This nigga coming up to me in the comedy club talking about, "Oh, TC, you guys broke up. I still am friends with her. Should I still
What?
follow her?" I'm like, nigga, if you still doing it, keep doing it. You gonna give me intel now, Everybody who's my people already knew. Delete the bitch. I don't know why you still hanging on that. You don't even know her.
And then he came and asked for permission
Yeah.
and instructions.
TC, look, oh my God, I'm still following her. What should I
you
do?
serious?
Well, nigga, stay following her, nigga, and give me the intel.
And
you
buy
know?
me a drink first. man.
Yeah. So it's just bitch assness everywhere you go. It's
Now,
bitch
Farouk,
assness.
can you relate to anything like that?
A lot of scenarios.
Give us one of the scenarios that pops into your mind.
Well, I'm not gonna get no detail, but I'll just put it to you like this. It's just mighty funny how you think people just make conversation with
Right.
you with they cool, but then when you think about it, like, why is this motherfucker asking certain questions?
Yeah.
For example, if I'm in a relationship, but you see me with a female friend, why are you asking me about the female friend when you're in close proximity with my lady?
Right. Does that seem kind of awkward?
It's odd to me because, first of all, I'm fucking her, you're not.
Right.
So who are you? Why are you concerned about what I'm doing? Now, if you would like me to, I just crack the curtains at the motel and you can see what I'm doing and catch me on a downstroke. But nevertheless, it's just that you got to watch people nowadays, man, if you're in like a close circle or whatever with them, man, because sometimes they'll spark a conversation and they don't even know it. It's not no fault of theirs. It's just how they program, always sitting around their mama watching All My Children and they aunties and mama gossiping. Even though they not gay, they
drinking on
do,
that Folgers.
yeah, they do
Yeah.
do a lot of female shit, and a lot of cats is known for that. And, on the streets they call it snitching. But a lot of cats do that, and they don't even know what they doing. They'll just have a conversation, with your lady because they don't know what to say, and they might ask your lady, "Oh, so are you guys still together?"
Right. Now,
That's
normally
some dumb
Now,
shit.
why would you ask my lady, "Are we still together?"
that seemed like they might want to get with your girl or something.
Correct.
No, but the thing is, you want to give some information for pussy. See, it's like the FBI. The FBI, they got a play-to-play program. As long as you give them information on who they want, you can keep doing what the fuck you want.
Right.
So a lot of niggas take this stealth-like espionage in the process, and they want to inform your lady, your wife, your girlfriend, or your boo about what the fuck you do,
Yep.
because they want some.
So it's sort of like clandestine bitch assness.
Yeah.
100%.
And then the thing is, they might not even get no pussy.
They ain't doing
Yeah.
their own shit.
Now,
And if they do, guess what? You liable to be doing a motherfucker like me a favor.
right.
Yeah.
So now looking at that and seeing how it works on both ends, it works with the men and women. No matter which one is in the relationship, I think mainly it has to do with just the character of the individual.
I think so.
100%.
And
the upbringing and what they've been exposed to.
Yeah, I've noticed a certain kind of behavioral pattern. Now, I'm not one to believe in coincidences, okay? So I connect the dots. And I noticed that these type of people that act these same ways, because it seemed like they the same person, they just different names, right?
Yeah, well, they different people, same personality.
Yeah, and I noticed that they have four types of behavior that they all participate in. They all drink them goddamn caramel macchiatos, okay? They all eat fried chicken. They all watch Love and Hip Hop and the reality shows. Now, if they partake in all four of them, you're going to notice that they all have the same behavior. Have you noticed that, TC? Now, I'm not saying that it's scientific fact, but it's a real cold coincidence, ain't it?
It's a coincidence. And then you got the pure part of them that are just shit starters. Like, I can't tell you how many men, honestly, in the comedy game, the most bitch assness has come from men. For example, anytime I'm getting called, I get phone calls, TC, won't you move this using your material? Yo, she's stealing your material.
What?
And then I'm like, okay, so somebody else is at the club, and I'm like, oh, did Whoop-de-Whoop use my material? No, I don't remember her saying nothing. Okay, this nigga just gossiping. Like,
so how do you deal with if you hear or even if you see?
And this is coming from a woman. I want you niggas out here in the audience tonight to listen to your bitch like ways and hope that you can change. Now, if not, just be gay.
But for real,
just give it up and just be a fucking fag. Because that's what the fuck you act like.
Before I forget this, TC, because I was this close to forgetting. How do you deal with if you see yourself? If you go in a comedy club and you actually see with your own eyes somebody using your material, how do you deal with that and how does that affect you?
So when I see that the most, I've never walked up and someone tried to steal my set. What I've seen is somebody maybe they went after me. Okay, so there's times in shows where maybe something's going on and I'm like, I can't go towards the end. I got to go first.
Right.
Okay, well then I'm fucking up the rotation because I do my shit and then someone has to follow after me. And then if they weren't prepared to follow after me, then they're going to do my jokes. Like TC said, you know when you do blah, 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 blah.
Man,
and TC said this. And TC said,
yeah.
It's like, you will do, I had a dude literally somehow record doing my whole, and he called himself, he tagged me in it. He's like, yo, give a shout out to TC. But in his whole minute clip was my joke. And I'm like, please don't steal it. He's like, no, that's why I tagged you. No. Why are you posting the joke? Like,
correct.
You know,
he tagged you.
Yeah.
He tagged you for real.
Look.
But I hate when people
out there in the
audience, they can't
that's
follow.
a technical way for saying that I fucked you. And I'm not talking about physically. I'm talking about on some like scandalous, I got over on you type of shit. Right. You know, let me clarify that because nowadays when you say shit, you have to redefine to define. Because if you just say shit, people take it a million ways. So the way I'm putting fuck you ain't physical. It's on some scandalous, do low move, I got you, or stole some shit.
Right.
Or, you know, ran back and told somebody some shit that you told me type of shit.
That's right. Now look, if anybody want to call in and chime in on this subject, and they might know some people that's doing some bitch assness or whatever, that's like some clandestine bitch assness.
Yeah.
Yes.
Give us a call at 323-293-3375. What's the number, Fruit?
323-293-3375.
And we'll be right back after these commercial interruptions. And we're back with TC the comedian.
Hey.
Now you're giving us a lot of good information. Now I know it's people out there that want to try to get into comedy. What would you say was the hardest thing for you getting in comedy as far as the obstacles and trying to make a name for yourself?
I don't know, because see, I'm someone that I love the grind. I always say when I make it and they tell my E True Hollywood story, I earned every fucking thing I've got.
Now, do they still have that show, E True Hollywood Story?
I don't know. I just remember watching it. I don't want to be on the other one. She
see herself on that all of a sudden.
What's the one where they're all dead?
Unsung?
I don't want that one. I don't want Unsung. I want E True Hollywood. There's a future to that one.
Coming up after Switch.
Right.
Whatever happened to Richard
But I will say this. And, I've said this and I've gotten so many mixed reactions, but I don't give a fuck, because it comes down to comedy. I know some people then go to theater and go to improv and go to acting, but then want to do comedy. And I am not an actor. I'm a comic. If I do make it in film, I'll be retired as an entertainer. But comedy is what I eat, sleep, and breathe.
Your biggest dream is to be in front of the biggest audience.
Correct.
So what up to this time right now, how many people have been in, would you say, your biggest audience that you performed?
5,000. That was the biggest so far.
Did it blow your mind? How much time did you do?
And you know what? 25 minutes. And
what?
The bigger audiences, it's a funny thing. You got to work harder for the smaller ones. The big ones come to laugh.
Yeah.
It's so easy.
You know what I realized?
Well, the smaller ones, really, let's get this straight now. Big crowds of everybody. The smaller crowds she talking about are repressed niggas. They mad to the motherfucker. They looking funny because who this motherfucker thinking? This motherfucker ain't funny.
Right.
No, that ain't funny.
Right.
Then they see other people like, oh, well, that was a little bit funny, but fuck them. I'm mad. I'm broke. I ain't got no motherfucking joke. So it's the difference when you performing in these small crowds full of niggas versus everybody. Just like when we did them shows out there in Hermosa Beach.
Right.
And we did the shows out there in Venice.
Right.
Had a blast. We had a black heavy metal band, a couple of artists, Hispanic, white boys from the Bay Area.
Nice diversity.
Yeah, it was very diverse, but the crowd and everything was good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, see what I was saying.
Here we are in the hood at the living room.
Right. Oh, shit.
Well, I'm going to answer your question,
There don't be enough people in there to spread a rumor, so they be mad and motherfuckers anyway.
When you mention obstacles, I would say this. For anyone coming in, it's grinding. I remember starting out, if you guys remember, when I first really dedicated to comedy and, you go into these open mics. Like, I don't go to open mics now. Like, now, if I got new material, I just perform it on my shows. Like, I can incorporate that. But when I was doing the open mics, and 3 to 5 minutes was a lot.
Yeah, you sitting there like...
You remember when you first started?
When they gonna give me the light?
And then what you don't know in comedy, what they don't tell you, you're in open mic, and that motherfucker could be packed. Even if your shit's funny, you're in a room full of comics who don't give a fuck about you. Yeah. So you're not going to get a good reaction.
You never go really be funny to another comedian.
Right.
Because if you really, really funny, another comedian is going to start studying your shit.
Exactly.
Well, if you really funny to another comedian, he going to do this.
You're going to be a mentor.
Right.
He not going to laugh.
You've ever seen somebody, for anybody who goes to open mics and did this, if you've ever been on stage and seen somebody writing while you on stage?
Now I'm gonna tell you this is a true story.
They just push record.
I'm gonna tell you, Farouk, this is a true story. I was I think it was in the 90s, and I didn't know nothing about comedy or whatever, but it was a comedian on stage, and I was talking to this girl in the audience, and she wanted me to get her number, so I pulled out the pencil and paper, and I was writing her number down. Then the comedian on stage, he just stopped. He said, "Wait a minute. No. What are you writing? Are you in here stealing my jokes? Why you come to a comedy club and you got a paper and a pen and all that? Why was you doing it? Are you stealing my jokes?" I said, "I'm just trying to get the girl number and everything." He's like, "Oh, that's a likely story. I will stop doing my jokes. I'm not doing it. I won't say another word until somebody take that pencil and paper out of his hand."
Right.
So somebody came and literally took the girl number from me, So I had to sit here now. Everything this nigga said after that wasn't funny because I was like, this nigga, that's a cold dirty Mac. Is that the coldest dirty Mac? I said,
he had the motherfucker come slide him the number. He was really hating on that shit.
I'm quite sure
that same nigga came and gave him the number. He like,
yeah. I'm thinking thinking I did some kind of violation. This dude done dirty mac me, you know what I'm saying? But back to what we were saying, we was talking about the big crowds. What I found is it's I wouldn't say easier, but it takes some of the pressure off you when you're doing a big crowd. You said 5,000 people, right?
That's my biggest so far.
Because look, you know, I do it with a numbers game. You know what I'm saying? You looking at, say if you got an audience that has 30 people in it, right? So you make 10%, you get a 10% laugh return. 10% of 3,000, you know what I'm saying, is going to be a bigger response. You know what I'm saying? So laughter is also infectious. So you're going to be, when you tell your first joke to a big crowd and you get that response, you know, because everybody, all eyes are on you. You're going to feel the vibe and the energy. You better get your head together, put that second one up out there. Yeah. That's how it's going to be for the rest of the night. Right. So if you're in front of 3,000 people and you bomb, then you might have had something going on with that promoter.
Yeah. Now, and also, the bigger the audience, you know, over time, you start realizing it's even more comfortable because you want to give a big audience time to laugh.
Now, let me ask you.
You want to, you know, they heard the joke, now they want to process.
Do you mind if I ask you what city or what venue were you in when you had the 3,000 people? Because that's exciting me.
5,000. And I was in Texas. I was doing a show with the promoting this.
How many comedians were on the show with you? 7.
And one of them was Bruce there? It was another. This is like 3.5 years ago. But I was in Texas.
They flew you out and everything?
Paid me good.
Did
flew
you feel
me
like
out,
a big
gave
star?
me a per diem.
Now this the main question.
Yeah, because that was the most I ever got, and I got $2,500 for that.
Now
show.
my main question is, did they pick your ass up on time from the airport?
Yes.
Yeah.
I had a nice hotel, 4-star. I was at the little Hilton. I remember that. I had a per diem per day.
I'd have been to out of state do shows, and I'm waiting at the airport. I'm calling the motherfucker, and then they go, oh shit, you at the airport now? I said, yeah. I said, the show is what, 2 hours? I said, yeah. Hey, look here, my mama gonna be in a little red Hyundai. Yeah. And be looking, just stand out, get your bags, and stand out front. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. She gonna take you to the hotel, and everything is fine. So we get in the car, and I say, well, what hotel we going to? And the lady be like, well, we ain't got time for all that. I got a pot of gumbo on, so you gonna have to wait at the house. You can change in the bathroom, and you get some gumbo and everything. Then I'll take you on over to your little comedy club. Yeah. So I'm like, well, I'm an eating ass, so I'm like, well, gumbo, shit, Yeah. So I go over there, I make sure I go ahead and change first, you know what I'm saying? I'm ready, I can smell the Zatarans and everything, you know what I'm saying? I'm smelling Old Bay in this pot and shit. But then I was going in there to get some of the gumbo, and she said, no, my family got to get theirs first, baby. Then you can get yours. So I was like, okay, I'll be respectable. By the time I got the gumbo, them niggas had fished all the crab legs.
No crab, huh?
I said, I'm the star of the show, and I can't even get no crab legs and shit. This some bullshit. And the whole thing turned out, there wasn't no hotel for me to go to at all. The whole plan was to go over there at his mama house, because I was saying when we went to leave the mama house to go to the club, I was like, when we get my bags, like, nah, just leave me here, baby. Ain't nobody gonna touch your things, right? Because that's where I was gonna be coming back to after the club. So I slept on the couch. Only thing was cool is I did get paid my money, but the hotel and all the fanfare, fuck that. I got the red Hyundai, the gumbo soup with no crab legs in that motherfucker.
Listen,
and one of the most uncomfortable couches I ever slept on.
I haven't always had, not all of my out-of-town trips are good. I've had some real low-budget ones. I was telling Farouk.
Yeah, you just telling me about the worst
I had one. The worst one I probably ever had was with AJ, and it just ended with me sleeping.
Where were y'all at?
Tempe, Arizona. Mm-hmm. And I was I had to sleep on top of a cracked table. Like I was.
What?
I was promised. Let me tell you something. I was promised
AJ
flying.
Johnson or just Ajax?
No, AJ John. It was me, AJ Johnson, and a couple other people said.
And all y'all was sharing this one cracked table?
No, we weren't sharing. No, I will say this. AJ, to his defense, he didn't know until we got there. So. Dude, set the show up. AJ's like, okay, I want TC on the show with me. Cool. Dude hit me up, promised us flights. We getting 4-star hotels, all this shit, right? Now, it was a little skeptical because I was like, Tempe, Arizona got 4-star hotels? But okay, I haven't been everywhere. So
They drew 2 more on there.
So we get, like...
They told you to bring your own star to that motherfucker.
My dude, let me tell you something. It was nothing that it said.
Because y'all was only 4 stars in the motherfucker.
We ended up getting to Arizona. We see this building, and it looks like a utility building, like a Bell South building or a prison.
Like an abandoned building?
It looked like it, but come
like
to find out.
Like the old DWPs?
Dude, it was like a utility building converted into a biker bar. And so this town, whatever the fuck goes on in here is so bad they have the National Guard come out often because it's fucked up. So then we starting to learn more and more about the story. And we like, what the fuck? Then it's one way in, one way out. So then the nigga goes, okay, I'm gonna take you guys to the hotel. No joke. I see a Marriott Residence Inn, right?
Right, he's like,
as we're going, I'm like,
that up.
finally.
Y'all passed that up.
Finally, we about to sleep. We about to, and all of a sudden we stop at this Motel 6 right here. And so I'm like, AJ gets out. I'm like, AJ, you settled for Motel 6? Nigga, fuck that. I already told him I'm at the Marriott.
Because he knew
and
y'all was getting
AJ
that
smiling. AJ smiling. And he's like, well, come to find out, we all in the crack house. We all in Motel 6. Everybody got a room in the room is burnt crack pipes. I have no choice but to sleep on the table.
Oh, because the bed was so.
So y'all thought y'all had
It was so
entered into
disgusting.
another episode of Breaking Bad.
So then, but then that was one part. We get there, they start booing comics off. People want to fight comics on stage. So I think it was me and AJ who, I don't know if he and I were the last, I forget, but Said went up. They was ready to, people were booing. Another comic went up. They wanted to fight the comic.
Yeah, Sid told me about that. He said, boy, them motherfuckers was ignorant.
Let me tell you, by the time I got on stage, thank God, I was just like, fuck it. Then I'm just going to do hood shit then, because this is a hood fucking shit.
You think?
So all hood material goes my way. Like, that's what kept me safe and kept me going. And then I was just like, we could have been in some shit.
Didn't nobody get hit with no cabbage or rotten tomato or
But
nothing
they
like
almost,
that?
let me tell you, this audience was so ghetto, and it wasn't a small one. The motherfucker was packed with a gang of biker-ass niggas.
Basically, y'all really performed in the project.
Somewhere, or in a prison yard. We were at the workers release program or something.
Y'all seen Pookie from New Jack City?
Oh my God, it was bad.
She said it was a biker joint. So.
It was bad.
You got every cutthroat mother in the Western Hemisphere.
Even the gate. Let me tell you, and the women, the dykes were so hardcore dyke. I went like instant straight. I was like, oh my God,
and shit.
What's your name, girl?
I don't do that. Okay, I don't
With
do
a toothpick.
that. I was like,
you didn't want to get on that motorcycle.
I was like, you know what? I
my
went
name is
instantly
Big
straight.
Marv.
I was like,
My name is Big Marv. What are you having to drink?
motorcycle. I mean,
TC, you didn't want to.
I think I got a shot of whiskey for you in a dirty glass. Do you mind if your glass is dirty?
Went in the bathroom and one of them was standing up peeing. Like when I say hardcore,
She had a funnel.
Yeah, they stand up with a funnel. They got a little funnel so they can feel empowered when they piss.
I became an instant heterosexual white man at this point. I was like, you know what? I just don't do this right now.
Her aim game was tight.
My dude, she was standing up. All I knew was she was standing
She had a
up.
funnel with a hose on it.
Did you see a funnel?
No, I didn't want to. When I saw her facing the other way, I knew it was time for me to go.
That's the whole
It was like,
thing.
this is a little bizarre.
And this is before the transgender laws passed, so this shit was some
That was some
real
bizarre shit to
It
you.
was some yeah.
You like, you don't want to sit
I
down?
was like, oh no, I'm good.
You didn't want to say nothing to them.
So she had a funnel with a tube on
I
it.
didn't.
Pissing standing up.
That's crazy. But, I know certain things like that do happen to comedians. And like you said,
Yes.
you do like the grind. So, that was a hell of a grind for your ass, wasn't it?
I mean, that plus I've had other scenarios kind of similar to yours where, I'm thinking I got a car coming and it's a busted ass truck or something. But then one thing I do love is that my fans love me. So when I have been brought out, these people are just working with whatever they got, and they fucking love me.
And that is the consolation to it.
I
Because
love that.
You get complimentary malt liquor and shit.
Yeah, once we do get on stage and we get the love from the audience, that's cool. But you're gonna have the good and bad with everything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now another question I wanted to ask you as far as your comedy career and everything. How do you feel about having writers, or do you write your own
No, I
material?
write my own material because nobody can tell my life right now.
Right.
I got too much shit, and I'm too hungry. So right now I don't need help.
Has anyone asked you to write for them?
Yes, and I have helped other comics, and
So you will slang some jokes.
yeah,
hell
I don't.
yeah.
But and then I had a dude that I mentored for about a year. Now he's doing his shit now. Vipul.
Do we answer your calls now?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. See,
Yeah.
that's good. You get good thing. You be helping some people out, and then you call them, and you get that doo-loo-loo.
No,
Like this motherfucker.
I had a couple people like that, but at the same time, it's like I think everyone's at a different level. Some people are just funny. You don't need classes. Some people don't need to go to a comedy school to learn how to do comedy.
Now,
Other people do.
I have seen over the years with comedians, they want to do it so bad, they'll go get these books and they'll go. They'll pay all this money to go to comedy schools and classes and everything, and still don't be funny.
Yeah.
And they get back to the essence of, if you're gonna develop your act and you're gonna get funny, only thing that's gonna make you better is repetition.
Get your ass on stage.
Get your ass on stage. Yep.
Because you can learn all the shit you want to learn in a classroom. You can stand your ass in front of that mirror all day long. You can tell them jokes in front of your mom and them and all that shit. But ain't nothing gonna be the real deal till you stand on your
Yep.
on
Crowd
stage.
is a test.
You know what I'm saying?
And I do tell people stop memorizing your whole thing you wrote, because you're not gonna do that when you get on stage.
Nah.
Right.
I don't even
And
know
it gotta flows naturally, man. And a thing that stuck with me that a veteran comedian told me to do is to try to just look at the crowd as one big person that you're just having a conversation with. So therefore, it's more of an interaction and more of exchange of energy, and you allow them into your personal space, so to speak. So they feel comfortable about you saying fucked up shit about your life that might be true, maybe untrue, but they're there to be entertained, and it's all about the art of storytelling, you know.
Right.
Just like Marv, you know, he convinced me, like, man, you're a funny motherfucker. And I'm looking at him, I'm saying shit dead serious. He laughing. I'm thinking he crazy than the motherfucker, you know, but he told me, man, you funny, and I went for it, and I got my ass on stage, and guess what?
You funny.
Well, the thing is, you know, and I look at a lot of comedians like this, and I say this to very few of them if they ask me. I'm like, you don't have the same audience every night, so why are you going to use the same damn ass joke?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. That's oh my God. And comics not knowing how to switch up material based upon your audience. Like, if you can't do that yet, then you still learning.
Right.
Like, there are
'Cause
times I might think I'm going to do a whole set, and then I'll see the audience, and I'll be like,
I
everything
can't use
up.
those jokes for this particular audience or this particular vibe.
Yep.
Now, haven't you seen comedians that I know, because I've seen comedians do jokes for 10 years and they be the same jokes, and then I'll see audience members lip syncing their shit. I'm like, God damn, that don't make you feel a little funny?
Yeah,
When
yeah.
the audience is lip syncing your shit
Yeah.
because they know what the fuck you gonna say.
Yeah, like it was an old motherfucking Commodore and Marvin Gaye song. They they humming your jokes like, oh yeah, watch this.
right.
He's gonna say this now.
Right,
yeah,
right,
yeah.
right,
See,
right.
I know that. I know
Right.
this guy.
right.
And then, you know, for a comedian, that'll make me feel crazy. I'm like, damn, I have not grown in 10 motherfucking years. You know, but then on another hand, I've seen some of the greats. I've seen Dolomite, you know, Rudy Ray Moore, rest in peace. I've seen comedians like him that cannot do any new material because the audience will
Want to hear the
attack-
sanctified monkey?
They will attack him.
They want to hear the sanctified
it's
monkey.
The signified monkey. They want to hear that and all that stuff. They'll lip sync it. And if he tries to do a new joke, they don't want to hear that shit.
Right.
They want to hear that classic stuff. And I think that's a dynamic.
You stanky motherfucker!
You know? Yeah, I think that's a dynamic aspect to have as a comedian.
Yeah. Yeah.
Rudy Ray Moore was really a genius, man, and
an innovator as well.
yeah, the movies that he made, you know.
What was your favorite Dolomite movie?
I like Petey Sweetstraw.
Yeah, that's my
favorite.
The human tornado. That was a good one.
That was cool.
That Petey Wheatstraw shit,
the black
funny
Godfather. That was good. He made a lot of them, man. But I just like his charisma on how he went with a shoestring budget, and nobody could tell him what he wasn't gonna do. So
shit. He'd have been a motherfucker today with an iPhone.
yeah, thank you for real.
Right.
Because when you look at his movies, it wasn't really a lot of technology, and he was working with the less of the least, and he made a lot of real good movies. You know,
I was watching one movie where he had a fight scene. He kicked about 5 niggas' ass and didn't even touch him.
Yeah.
But his moves was cold-blooded. You know what I'm saying?
I like him when he shoot a motherfucker 100 times with a six shooter revolver. That motherfucker, pop, 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 pop. Pop, pop, pop. I didn't know a revolver had that many motherfucking chambers.
Reloaded.
A 6-shooter done shot 23 motherfuckers, 1 Mexican, 2 Japanese,
About
4 cats, and
17
somebody's
cops.
dog.
He always shoots some cops in there.
Yeah.
And never reloaded.
Never.
But he will cuss you out, you insecure motherfucker. Pow. You know what I'm saying? You gonna get some of those.
And this nigga knew karate and platforms. Ain't that a bitch? How in the fuck are your legs that strong to lift them heavy goddamn 10-pound platforms up to kick a motherfucker on the side of his ear?
I'm gonna tell you something. This is what I noticed. Everybody talking about skinny jeans. You know how they all skinny at the bottom. Back then, they had the reverse skinny pants. You know, they was all tight at the top.
Yeah.
They were tight at the top.
Bell bottom.
And
they was in the showing that dick print.
Yeah.
It was all about the dick print. Not now niggas, you know, nowadays I guess they ain't got enough.
Shit.
Yeah, they shit kind of showed. So they show their calf muscles.
Right. And they kick your ass.
We got a call.
Oh, we got a caller. Hold on 1 second. We got a caller, so let's take the caller. Welcome to the Mad Marv Comedy Lounge. Caller, what's your name? And you say what?
J Speed, Mom.
J Speed in the house once again. What's going on, J Speed?
Hey, man, did you feel that dust upload in your face?
No, I did not. I try to stay away from zombie dust.
Okay. hey, look, I got a good story of Rudy Ray Moore, man. Back in Charlotte, North Carolina, back in the 70s, man. He was shopping his movie. You know, Rudy Ray Moore used to go wherever his movie was presented in that state or that city. He would go and show up live.
Really?
Talk to people he would talk to you in the line to get in his movie.
What? That's genius.
And so I had a fat friend with me.
How fat was he?
That motherfucker made the blimp look small.
Yeah.
But anyway.
That's a big friend.
But anyway, Rudy said, look, man, what's your name? And he said, Junior. He said, oh, man, you might be some kin to me. Look, your last name is Junior? Look, I want you to sit in the front seat because I need to get to know you.
Oh, he fell for it.
Hey, look, my friend fell for it, man. Rudy talked so much shit to him in the front seat.
You fat, sloppy motherfucker.
Hey,
I don't know why you set your fat ass in. Didn't know I was going to talk about you. Did ya?
Motherfucker.
And Rudy was told the first joke he told over his ass, he said, what do you do first time when you fart? And my friends are like, I don't know. He's like, you lift your leg before you blow your fucking brains out.
That's a good one.
Hey man, Rudy was. I got to work with him in Hollywood, man. He was great, man. He had his own ways, but he was great, man. And believe it or not, y'all don't understand this. Rudy Ray Moore got Ernie Hudson in his first movie.
Is that right? Now Ernie Hudson, that's the guy from Ghostbusters, right?
Yeah. Go back and look at Ernie Hudson. And you will see Rudy Ray Moore gave me his first break.
Now, J Speed, you know Eddie Murphy's coming out with a Dolomite movie, huh?
No, I didn't know that.
Yep, it's coming soon. And I think anything that Eddie Murphy do when he want to do something, I don't know, he might play every goddamn character in the movie because, you know, Eddie Murphy can't do it. But I'm going to be looking forward to seeing that. And thank you, J Speed, for calling in once again, man. We always love to hear you on the Mad Marv Comedy Lounge.
All right, y'all take it easy, drive home, and always search for the truth, man.
All right, all right.
Have a good night.
Now, TC, did you know that they had a Dolomite movie coming up with Eddie Murphy?
I don't think I don't know. To be quite honest, I don't remember hearing about it.
Mm-hmm. I think Eddie Murphy's playing Dolomite, of course.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of comedians doing some work in that movie. And I can't wait to see it because, you know, I worked with Rudy Ray Moore. I got a chance to work with him before he passed away. And that was just the most magnificent thing I ever seen, to just see a comedian just get on stage and have that much love from the audience where they just lip synced his act in a good way, not in a bad way. You know what I'm saying? Because he was the draw. They was paying to see him. So they was like, we paying you to do this shit.
Right.
You dig what I'm saying? And I think it was interesting because this was a club in Houston. And I think it was back in the day. Erykah Badu was actually the waitress in that club.
Oh.
Hell yeah.
Oh, she was young.
Well, you know the main reason why it was like that also, Marv, like back in the days, comedians, they will make recordings of their acts and put it on records, and people will listen, you know,
party records
in their home. So when they see the live performance, they want you to do what they heard on the record. Pretty much like comedians had the same exact equal status as a singer or a musician. You know, like if you like a Herbie Hancock's song on radio or your album, you would want him to see it performed live. So back then, like Richard Pryor.
That's real interesting you say that because I think I did see something on Rudy Ray Moore where it said that he at first started singing because I think his father was a preacher or something and didn't want him to do none of the secular stuff.
And his good friend was Blowfly.
Oh yeah, Blowfly was good too.
But before Blowfly got into that way, he was actually a record producer. His name was Clarence something, but he was a record producer. He had 2 #1 hits on the chart he produced.
Now I know Blowfly is one of your favorite comedians, right?
Well, and rapper.
And rapper?
Yeah.
Give us some of that rap dirty, because I be hearing you doing
This is Blowfly, the master class, and I'm here to knock some soul to your ass. The world you in, I'll be under no string. I'll blast right off with my ding-a-ling. Go to rap to all you motherfuckers. By my first friends, there's no good trucker. Riding down the road, carrying the load. Feeling most sexy as a pregnant toad.
10-4. That's a big 10-4. Now, as you can see, TC, Blowfly.
Rap dirty.
Do you have a favorite comedian that you can just word for word?
I mean, of course, Martin. That's my favorite.
You got
favorite.
a Martin. You know some Martin word for word.
But
don't just hit us with no damn, Gina.
Oh no, I'm not gonna hit you with that. I'm gonna hit you with something that I personally relate to. When he's talking about his girl wanted to hang out with him, and he's like, but Craig and them said they got something. So I'm gonna see you want to see. And then and he keep doing it. His girl's trying to ask for him, and then finally, his boys is telling him, "Hey man, go hang out with your girl," which is true. You niggas who do that, go hang out with your girl, man. He's like, all right, get home, hey babe, want to go to the movies, something like that. And she's like, well, remember when you didn't have the time? When I was asking for your time, I found somebody who could take your time. And the best part was when he was like, it's cool, packing up. He calls his friend, hey, she bitch tripping up, come get my shit. He's like, it's cool, but I'll tell you this, I should suck you in your motherfucking forehead for being disrespectful. Because that emotion, as black people, we think we
Because
we
done been through some shit.
We done been through that.
Now,
That's
was that off the Run?
You So Crazy.
Oh, that was a You So Crazy one.
Yeah. But it was just those, and that's the Martin that actually made. That's what I
when you saw that, you said, I want to be a comedian.
Because that's real life. Mm-hmm. I like real relatable shit. I have yet to do political comedy or comedy about celebrities.
Do you even give a fuck about politics?
I mean, I do, but nothing affects me literally. It affects people and maybe a community stance, but as far as does anything stop my flow and my hustle? No.
Because it's nothing worse to me than a comedian trying to do political humor and don't know nothing about goddamn politics.
Right. No, so I don't ever try to preach about knowing anything.
You're gonna be an idiot.
Right.
Or like Red Fox said, you big dummy.
Right.
Yeah.
And sometimes they'll dress, you ever see them? They'll dress in like they running for governor.
Yes. And Trump?
Yeah.
Oh my God, Trump.
Let's not get started on Trump.
Yes. It's like, what the fuck do you know? Is he doing anything?
But that's all they say about it. Now let's not get started on Trump.
Yeah.
And then they'll move to another motherfucker.
But as soon as they say that, they say, here's another motherfucker, man.
Right.
Come on, man. Leave this shit alone. It's burnt out.
And this
You should have been on that shit when he was running for president. That's when Trump jokes was funny.
But hold on, Fruit.
Now they ain't funny. He in there.
Have you noticed this? These same comedians that'll do that and have all this political commentary don't even fucking vote.
Right.
No.
Oh.
Couldn't tell you what
Steve Harvey had a whole bunch of goddamn jokes about Trump till he got in the White House and he went up there to kiss his ass for a reason. Him and Trump became good friends once he was the president.
Until Trump started giving him McDonald's to eat.
Hey, man. You can't have it all.
It's almost like it's not even real. Don't it feel like it? It's like this whole presidency. We don't even know.
Well, it's a 4-year.
Do we have a vice president? We don't know. Ever since we found out he used to be gay, we don't know him anymore.
He let you know that all this shit is a sham. He told you they've been rigging these motherfucking elections for years. He told you're fake news. You shut the fuck up. Fake news. Get him out of here. Fuck you. You're fake news. I love it. Whoever seen the president do that? Look, shut the fuck up. I'm the president.
Yeah.
You asking me? Look, I'm asking you this gentleman question. No, you're
He's
being
running
rude.
that shit like the cartel.
You're fake news. Get the fuck out of here. Fake news.
Look, that's interesting because I don't think
CNN, you're out of here.
Right.
Fake news.
I don't even think that term was even discussed before Trump. Fake news?
Yeah.
No.
Right. Did you ever hear anything about fake news?
Never.
No. That's
Shit.
to hear and to know now that we have the power. If we don't, so when we make it, if we hear something we don't like, That's fake. Get him out of here.
Thank you.
Right.
It's fake.
And see, whether you don't like this carrot motherfucker or not, colored motherfucker
What'd you say,
not.
carrot motherfucker?
Yeah. You got to admire that he has nuts.
You don't think he looks more like a mango?
Nah, mango's a lot more
If you got the
appealing.
Colombian mango.
So when you say he has the nuts, does he have the brass balls?
What I'm saying is, no,
Fake, that's fake
his
balls
shit.
you talking about. You talking about fake balls.
Look.
You talking about fake balls.
Look.
Get out of here.
Brass balls.
He don't give a fuck about what you think about what he say. He's gonna fucking say it. Now me, I think every American should say what the fuck is really and truly on their mind.
Farouk for
and
president.
quit trying to sensitize your shit to appeal to the masses of these dumb motherfuckers who really don't care what you think.
And let us comedians be comedians, because
Thank you.
I get censored. I get weird shit. Weird people who are sensitive about me saying transgender jokes.
You
and
shouldn't have
this and
said
this.
that.
And
You're
fuck
not
you.
sensitive.
Right.
Like
Now,
comedy, check
you
your
need to be
feelings
more
at the door.
compassionate.
Check your feelings at the door with comics.
Now,
Like let us
TC,
talk.
we getting ready to
I will talk about your goddamn mama, the president, the pope, your school teacher, your ugly ass kids. It don't fucking matter.
Right.
I'm gonna say what the fuck I want to say on stage
Now, Farouk, before we go, we want to make sure, because we really enjoyed having you on here, you know.
all the time.
But can you tell the people where can they find you and where can they see you coming up next?
Yes, so on all social platforms, YouTube, Instagram, TC Comedian on all social platforms.
Do you have any live shows coming up soon?
I do. Please check my page because I don't remember them all, but I'm at the art show next week. I'm
That's
at the
what's up.
Improv.
Is it real
next
art
week.
or fake art?
J-Spot. It did look like art.
Now
It did
what
look like real
improv?
art.
There's
I'll be at the Ontario Improv.
okay. See,
You done took them
so
niggas to
sorry.
the wrong one.
Yeah, we don't. The Ontario Improv, where they actually pay good.
Right.
And then, just check my page, TC Comedian, on all social platforms, and come out to a show.
And thank you guys for watching another exciting episode of the Mad Marv Comedy Lounge. We'll see you next Tuesday.
peace.
This is the Mad Marv Comedy Lounge. The Mad Marv Trap Comedy at its finest. Where if you can't slang yourself, you might as well hang yourself. This is also where you can turn yourself into dope and you become the real man. Whoa, yeah.